Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Professional Pulse. I am Farida Musaddi, the co founder and CEO of Fateh Technologies Dubai. IT service companies are essential partners for educational institutions in today's technology driven world. They provide the technical expertise and support needed to create a conducive environment for effective teaching as well as learning. Not only that, they also help educational leaders make informed decisions to improve educational outcomes. At Al Fateh, we offer the essential support as well as resources for educational institutions needed to operate efficiently. This encompasses a wide range of services, including remote learning support tools, cybersecurity, data management, data analytics, and more. In today's episode, we dive into the magnanimous world of education, exploring the critical roles of leadership and professional development for educators. Whether you're an educational leader, a teacher, or anyone who's passionate about shaping the future of learning, this episode is your getaway to valuable insights, strategies, and inspiring stories that will empower you to make a positive impact in the realm of education. And joining us on this journey today is none other than Ms. Kinnari Kotesha.
Thank you.
Ms. Kinnari is an experienced educator and trainer with 12 years of experience in the field. She advocates for skill development as a vital component of schooling and curriculum development. She focuses on fostering creativity, curiosity, and innovative learning methods through effective pedagogy. Proficient in various curriculum frameworks, including Pearson, IPC, CIA, IB, CCEA, and Creative Curriculum, Ms. Kinnari has also been a teacher trainer at UKCBC College in Dubai, specializing in education. She conducts training sessions on NLP in education, futuristic technology in education, career guidance, and counseling for educators and professionals in the UAE. Her profile boasts of research expertise in emotional and social intelligence competency in high school students for future ready workforce. Ms. Kinnari has also been a recent speaker at prominent events, including the World Education Summit 2023 in Dubai, the fourth EMEA Executive Assistant Summit in Dubai on emotional intelligence in the workplace. And she has also been a panelist at KJ Sumaya College of Education and Research on the future in teaching. So, Ms. Kinnari, first of all, hello and welcome to the Professional Pulse. It's great to have you here with us today.
I'm glad to be a part of Professional Pulse. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Frida.
You're most welcome. We are so, impressed by the kind of um, career that you have and how much you have devoted yourself towards the future of education and the emotional intelligence. I think that's a very important factor in any kind of workplace, not only from an educational perspective. So we are all looking forward to hear your valuable insights and your stories that you are going to share with us today.
I'm excited to share them too.
Okay, so to begin with, how would you define, educational leadership, and according to you, what is its importance in the context of teacher development?
Okay. So the thing is, in a very institutional way, in a very traditional way, when we talked about leadership earlier in education, it was all about authority. It was all about being an administrator or a manager
Correct.
or a principal in an institute or a university.
Yeah.
But there is a shift in this whole concept. Now, if you say a leader is somebody who is able to bring in change, a positive change, somebody who is able to create a learning community inside the institute. And
Correct.
when that person is having a positive impact on the process, is able to mentor, guide, use skills, and influence the whole process positively. So this person inside the institute is a leader.
True.
And the main thing that you asked me about, the role of a leader in this. So there are formally appointed leaders by an institute. With all due respect to all these formally appointed leaders, principals, the deans of the university, it is their energy and task, it is their proficiency to identify such talented people who are leaders who have this potential, and develop them, give them a liberty and a free hand
Mm-hmm.
to be a part of institute and grow.
Correct.
So I think for me, leadership in today's era is this.
That's I think I completely agree with you on this, because an educational leader has to be part of the system, has to, think of ways in order to enhance the system and make it grow to that required level. uh, can you, share a few examples of successful leadership stories in the field of education that have led to significant improvements in teacher development as well as the outcome of students?
Farida, I'm very glad that since I have entered this field, I have always been surrounded with leaders, formal and informal leaders. Okay, so I
Okay.
would have tons of stories to share, but I always follow a philosophy of having five role models, five leaders that you follow. In
Okay.
any field that you enter, you follow five leaders. So it started my journey of inspiration from somebody started when I read about Rabindranath Tagore long back, and it talked
Okay.
about naturalism. He talked about going beyond classroom and being with nature to study. That is what we even follow today. We are trying to follow today, rather, I would say.
Correct.
And then, as a very, very young educator, I came across Sir Ken Robinson, and he
Mm-hmm.
was the first one who said, "Is school, killing the creativity?" And then he wrote a lot of books on that, and there were a lot of educators and educational leaders who got inspired by his philosophy, and the change started. It
Okay.
led to a lot of change in the mindset of teachers, and the how teachers should be thinking inside the classroom, how she should be catering with the students need. And he so, and then I would say some other leaders that I would like to also talk about, with which we always say is Maria Montessori. We still follow her, and nobody actually remembers that she was the first one to say about 21st century skills. So when we talk about communication, creativity, collaboration, and all this, actually it started with her. Okay.
All right.
And we are still all the systems, all the education systems around the world, we are trying to follow that in our system every day. We are also focusing on individual learning according to the child's pace. So now these concepts are very important, but they have been come into the place long back by these leaders. I personally
Correct.
have a leader in this field, and I keep following her for inspiring me to keep seeing it. One is Kiranbir Sethi. She runs the
Okay.
Riverside Valley School, and
Mm-hmm.
to be proud of, the school has been nominated in the world as a third school for innovation now. And
Oh, okay.
I keep following how she thinks. She came up with an idea of I can, and design for change.
Okay.
Another educator to follow, I will is Miss Leena Asher from Kangaroo Kids. I saw her coming up with a new education system when preschool was just to go and play in the preschool concept. She came up with a
Yes.
concept of entire revolutionary thing where the preschool became so important as an education place, and
Mm-hmm.
a proper curriculum was there. And so you do have leaders who have constantly changed, revolutionized the system, and have inspired the new coming teachers. At that time, I was new in the field, and I got so much inspired by these leaders. So,
Correct.
yeah, there are many stories. Like, in fact, it's the most creative field. So you have a lot of leaders who show how the field can evolve.
Agree. And all of them think with a very different perspective. So you get to learn so much from each one of them.
Absolutely.
So, since we are surrounded by technology and the COVID also made us realize that. So, how do you think that how can technology and the online resources be utilized to enhance the teacher development in today's digital age?
Okay. So I would say that we are in a very stomping era of digitalization. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And and the education is a foundation where we are going to put this, and it's going to be put into the change, it's going to get into the system.
Correct.
So technology and the amazing part is today's teachers have so much of resources and things online that it's like
Yes.
a getting like a power. It's like a
Yes.
power tool. You get power tool, then you're just there on the field. So to start with, if you want resources, you have Khan Academy, you have live worksheets to go with, you have quizzes, you have Neopods, professionally made ready lessons where they have taken care of all the C's that should be taken care of, creativity, collaboration, and things like that. You have
Mm-hmm.
ClassCake. So you have tons of resources available, free resources. The teacher goes, explores, and she gets a ready lesson plan, she gets a ready resource. Now comes teachers' development and pedagogy. So personally, even I follow TED Ed, which is
Mm-hmm.
there for the upcoming educators who have done really well in the world. You have amazing website like Ediopedia. You have teaching
Okay.
channel, and you come up with a problem in your mind as an educator, and you just go there and you will find some or the other thing, new innovation or new ideas being implemented around the world by teachers, and
Okay.
and it's so inspiring. Also,
Okay.
I would say that it is so easy to
Mm-hmm.
increase your own development and qualification these days. As an
Correct.
educator, we are lifelong learners and we keep learning. So you have amazing things like Coursera, you have Microsoft providing you some courses,
Yes.
you have Harvard providing you courses where you can
Correct.
do it in your own school or in your own house. So it's become
Yes.
really easy for teachers to grow, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So I
So
feel it's
just
the best era that we are living in terms of digitalization for education.
and to add to this, I feel that as you mentioned, all of these websites definitely. It's just that some people take undue advantage of that, where they expose learners directly to these things, and they feel that this is like their support. The learners can go there, self learn, and just do the things wherein they have to just monitor. So I think that kind of thing has to be avoided, that has to be kept in mind by all the educators and even the educational leaders, that we have to use technology, we have to use those tools to improve ourselves, not use those tools as a dependency or as an alternative to the teacher itself.
I completely agree with you, Farida. There has to be a balance, and
Yes,
absolutely, there is not like we are not replacing technology for
correct.
the real teacher. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's so true. Moving further, how can educational leaders, according to you, as you just talked about balance, so balance the need for innovation as well as experimentation with the need for stability and consistency in the teacher development programs? Because as you mentioned some time back, that many a times the principals or the leaders, they hire such professionals, though they have the liberty to implement and come up with new programs. At the same time, they know that this is like a boundary that they don't have to go beyond. So in that much limitation, what kind of innovation, or how can they come up with the kind of experiments in order to enhance teacher development?
I mean, this is a really good question. So the thing is, we know that school or a college or a university is a very firm structure. Okay, in
Yes.
itself, there's you say everything is very firm, very disciplined, very structured, and it has to be so because we are actually developing citizens of tomorrow. So we have to give them that consistency inside the institute. Okay,
Correct.
Saying this, I would say that innovation is a part of every single place and every single institute.
True.
So if I have to look at this, I would say if I have to strike a balance, I would just ask this question every time there is new idea or a new decision to be made. Does this make a outcome better? Does this benefit the outcome? Does this benefit the student outcome? Okay, so somebody coming up with a fancy idea or an amazing idea, but does this improve the outcome that I'm looking out for in my institute? And if it doesn't, I don't think there's a need of change. So because we know that innovation is necessary when there is a need.
Correct.
There's a need. If there's no need, why would you want to just drag the system? So personally speaking, I have always felt that there is a need of a lot of change in the education system in terms of how we teach inside the classroom, plus how the system of school runs in terms of morning assemblies, assessment, and you see that there is a lot of innovation happening there because there is
Correct.
a need of change. So if it
That's true.
benefits, we do it. Simple.
Okay. Lovely to hear that from you. Uh, are there any kind of emerging trends, or future directions in educational leadership and the teacher development that you think are particularly exciting or promising?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you see, we are in an era where we talk about leadership distribution system. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's no more an institute can run by one person who is a king and runs the king. It just doesn't exist any longer. So there has to
Correct.
be a leader at every stage, and that's like leadership distribution system. So for the young teachers or even the teachers who are there in the system, it's a great thing because you get to be a leader at every stage of your organization. You take out the something that is there in you. If you are somebody who is the initiative taker in student welfare, then there is a committee for that. You could become a leader for that. So there's a lot of scope in that. The second new thing that I have been watching since some time now is there's a lot of focus on design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I talk about design, it's about school facility, the classroom design, and curriculum design, everything. So I see a lot of school focusing on how students should sit inside the classroom, how the library should be designed, how the teaching environment should be designed. And there are a lot of schools abroad who are going through completely change in the architecture because they want to have a design. It's not like a designer school, it's the concept of learning inside that. Okay,
Correct.
so there's a new scope even to look at that, even to develop that.
Yes.
One more thing is a decade back, it was something new. When you said I'm a curriculum leader or I make curriculum, it was something new. Now it's there in the system.
Yeah.
But still that there is a lot of innovation and future growth that is happening in the field of curriculum now.
Yes.
So yeah, and that is one thing. And the last thing I would say is the quality accreditation. So there is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of focus in every country right now on accreditation and quality assurance of schools, organizations, and teachers as well.
Okay.
So there's a lot of scope. So there's a concept of why am I learning this? Why am I getting trained for this? Or why am I taking this qualification? Nothing goes waste. Everything is being counted when there is a lookout of a quality assurance of what kind of teachers or what kind of quality do you have as an educator.
Correct.
So
And
yeah,
I think
so
that's
these
very
are some.
important because as an educational leader or even as a teacher, you have the responsibility of shaping the future generation, so that the quality training and all the different eras that you mentioned, I think each one of them is very very important for that effective learning. This thing, any kind of tools or that you can think of or you can share with the audience that leaders can refer to, or even teachers who want to grow, who want to do some self development, that they can learn or they can read about and they can improve their skills.
Absolutely, Farida. So I think anybody who is interested in something, for example, you're interested in creative thinking, you're interested in improving the writing skills or leadership, how to do. I think you can just go online and you can just type and say degrees, and you'll say a lot of great, amazing universities are ready to give you this kind of courses, which are extremely well refined courses.
Okay.
You can go to the Harvard courses, and they are very, very good. They are affordable, and they are
Okay.
online. And you can
All
see
right.
how it actually changes the system in your brain, how you think. It channelizes you in a very different way. They're very good courses online.
Okay, okay. I think that's a wonderful tip for all the educators around the globe. That they can also go to these websites. They can research, as you had mentioned, Udemy also some time back. So wonderful courses that they can look into and they can upgrade themselves. So, lastly, what advice would you give to the aspiring educational leaders who are passionate about fostering teacher growth and improving the educational outcomes?
So I think your question had my answer. It's about passion. So if you are somebody who entered in this field with passion, I am sure you're going to find your way out to leave your mark here, because the passion is something which will not let you settle for less. You will
Correct.
never settle for less. You will always push your boundaries, your fears, your failures, and you will try to make it better. That is what passion is about. And second is, don't walk with the crowd. Leave your mark. When you walk with the crowd, you're not going to leave your mark. When somebody says this is difficult, or this is not possible, you this kind of getting this degree is not possible, or getting into the system is not possible, don't believe that. It is you who is going to try, and maybe it's going to be different for you. So leave your mark and be passionate when you enter this field. That's what I would like to say.
That's so wonderful. So, Kinri, first of all, again, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing such amazing insights. I think a lot of people who will watch this can gain so much of knowledge and so many ideas. The small tips that you shared, I think they are worthy for every educator, not only who is at a leadership role, but any teacher who is looking forward to contribute or make a difference to this industry. I think all of them can take a lot from what you have offered to them today. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
that.
Farida. Thank you, Farida, for this amazing opportunity.
Thank you. So, in conclusion, the realm of education leadership and teacher development is both dynamic and essential in shaping the future of learning. As we've explored in this discussion, effective leadership in education and continuous professional growth for educators are pivotal for creating a meaningful and enjoyable learning experience. By embracing innovative pedagogical approaches, fostering creativity, and focusing on skill development, we can pave the way for a brighter and more promising educational landscape. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this exploration of educational leadership and trainer development. Together, we can continue to drive excellence in education, ensuring that every learner has the opportunity to reach their full potential. See you all in our next episode with another industry expert. Thank you.
Thank you.